Jerry Seinfeld auctioned one of his Porsches for charity. I hope half the proceeds went to Larry's kids. Can I get a holla for some holla? My daughter summed me up every fight I ever had with my wife. Daddy, she got your point mid-breath. Exterior, street, little girl, and my little boy retreat into a sudden shy shell. Mother, are you two feeling shy? Stay-at-home comedian. Pretend you're in Cancun in 20 years with color lamented wristbands up to your deltoid. Mother laughs a long time. Most brutal hashtag to wake up to on my ordained day of rest, that being yesterday. I stand with Ilhan Omar. She's no Rita Marley Twitter, and your hashtag campaign in her honor is no redemption song. Quoting W, only makes Babyface's Omar pretty little mouth way worse. 9/11 restricted Muslim civil liberties in the U.S., the religion of peace. The call to prayer in my old neighborhood in Queens didn't sound too peaceful, muted, or restricted one bit after 9/11 either. Just saying. Again, how was Omar's freedom restricted after 9/11? Was she denied an Ivy League education at Harvard because her math SAT scores were too high and excelled at classical piano despite spitting on Chopin's grave in her dreams? Can I get a holla for some holla? How was Omar's freedom restricted after 9/11? She never tried to move to the Upper East Side. Could you picture her being judged by Ruth Ginsburg's sister-in-law as the head of the co-op board in a building? Do you like Woody Allen's early work, Omar? 9/11 restricted U.S. Muslim civil liberties. Nobody stopped Babyface Omar from petitioning outside of Hebrew National Headquarters for showcasing a dual loyalty to Ellen Barkin from the Bronx and to Orthodox Brooklyn Jews scared to try anything else. Can I get another holla for some holla? 9/11 restricted Muslim civil liberties. The New York Times is free to use unverified sources such as Russian golden shower tales to make Chelsea Handler blush. Plus, I don't recall the New York Times looking into Obama's pitch-perfect Farsi either. The most beautiful sound in the universe. Isn't that right, Trump Train Nation? Can I get another holla for some holla? 9/11 restricted Muslim civil liberties. In the U.S., leaders of the Muslim community were pretty vocal about opening a super mosque in downtown Manhattan soon after 9/11, immune from being spied on, of course, unlike others. Can I get another holla for some holla? If President Trump doesn't pardon our WikiLeaks hero, nor use him to take down the murderers behind Seth Rich, then Sean Hannity, Q, and my all-knowing, trusting, gut-level instinct owes me an effusive, mandatory apology. Again, one last time. How was Omar's freedom restricted after 9/11? She balked at handling with a Jewish trooper over a ghost town Tribeca loft next to Ed Burns after 9/11. She got sued for defamation after calling J-Date horny Heebs date on MySpace. Can I get another holla for some holla? My mother letting herself off the hook again. You're taking the boys to Manhattan today. When I saw Bette Midler with Dad for Hello Dolly, you became overwhelmed because Arizona has no condensed foot traffic to navigate around. FAO Short, stay-on comedian. Nice dance display on the piano. I appreciate you highlighting how heavy-footed my wife is in comparison, and she's no blimp either. Stay-on comedian, MoMA, stands for the Museum of Modern Art. It's okay if you didn't know what that meant because it's not as impressive as you think. Stay-on comedian, MoMA. What do you think of Starry Night, Arthur? Yeah, I thought it looked less dreamy in person also. I've seen more movement on a half-eighth of mushrooms lost in my Jim Morrison blacklight poster. MoMA, stay-on comedian. This is me asking what movie's playing. Not that I was going to take my kids. I was with my two sons. This is me, stay-on comedian. You don't know what movie is playing? Let me guess. Another overrated Robert Altman film with endless bores I can give two shits about. He directed Popeye and made Robin Williams unfunny. I'm not going to say it's the extent of Robert Altman's legacy, but it gets really boorish when I start trying to fill in the blanks and basically take off the sting of a good punchline. So I'm just going to shut up and continue to plow forward. Joseph, a boot store worker, looking for anything in particular. Stand-up comedian. Just exposing my son to the best threads money has to offer. After the novelty of white Gap shirts wears off from massive shrinkage again. MoMA, stand-up comedian. It's me talking to my son. Are you jealous of anything Jackson Pollock ever did, Arthur? Yeah, me neither. Me neither. Ed Harris can make a cold calling realtor compelling. Give me a phone! Where are the leads? Security guard. MoMA. The exit for the garden exhibit is to your left. Stay-on comedian. Can't wait to check out the installation rake on display. You work in the most overrated museum ever. No offense. Can I get a holla for some holla? Luke Walton and the Lakers have officially decoupled. This is Luke Walton on the phone with his dad seconds later. You keep on trucking, Dad. I need a Nipsey Hussle tattoo today to earn the respect of Generation Z players. My Ain't That Dead one isn't getting max free agent players to sign in the dotted line. Can I get another holla for some holla? Pasta lovers, New York City, stay-on comedian. I can't recall the last time I devoured a penny vodka whole. Then again, I can't recall the last time I gave my wife my Adderall to hide, not wanting it again sometime later. Lego store, Manhattan, stay-on comedian. If I chose to host the Oscars, I wouldn't have backed out at the last minute to downplay my ties to the hip-hop game mafia. I don't work for UBS. Black Lego woman cashier laughs long time. Unlike my mother. She took that personally. I didn't tell her the joke, but I said I dropped the line. I made a comment saying I made this woman laugh at the Lego store. And then after I said, I don't work for UBS. My mom worked for JP Morgan, so obviously she has no sense of humor. Stay-on comedian, and she was a banker for a reason. Stay-on comedian. Home. It's me talking to my daughter after reading her stories. During my parent-teacher conference, Matilda, I got to admit, I got turned on by Miss Castellano for the first time. It's my daughter's second grade teacher. And my daughter says, Daddy, and I said, she doesn't normally wear makeup, right? Her Sicilian olive oil complexion looked glistening scrumptious all of a sudden. Did she do SoulCycle to keep her legs in such tip-top shape? Plus, her laughing at my jokes and ad-libs didn't hurt either. Donald Trump, downplaying ties to Julian Assange. It's not my deal. It's got off the reservation. Hannity will never admit wanting to blow him. Seth Rich, yada, yada, yada. Just Google Tony Podesta artwork, all right? Don't need WikiLeaks for it. Going to be trying out for Amateur Night, the Apollo Theater. And that's going to be next Saturday. After I spend a week in D.C. With my family. Going to be celebrating my upcoming 43rd birthday, which I'm very excited about. And here are some jokes that I plan on doing at the Apollo. I think I'm only going to have 2 minutes, so I'm going to have to pick my favorite ones, but I got a bunch to choose from. So here we go. Apollo bound. This is me at the Apollo Theater. Ziggy Marley being interviewed by High Times. Your dad had 12 kids. I thought ganja drained your sack dry. Fake news, man. Lindsey Vonn choked at the Olympics because Tiger told Trump she was overrated in the sack, adding, and I would know Don from personal experience. Quit the weed because I couldn't answer my daughter's questions quick enough. Daddy, if God created the universe, who created God? God went back in time in a time machine made by Elon Musk? Real convincing, Dad. Thanks for making me an atheist at 4. 420 is Hitler's birthday. How did Randy Newman never write a song about this? Now hitting the bong to more tough gong at 420. Never felt so wrong. If I caught my son playing with dolls, I'd instruct him to wrap a peckerwood before knocking boots with Polynesian Barbie. Can I get a holla for some holla? Who feels me, Apollo? This is me talking to my daughter. Matilda, what happens in Rocky 4? Apollo dies. Georgetown University apologized for slavery. Apologize over something you had control over, like not forcing Allen Iverson to to attend summer school and pass Mo Money Management 101 from do-rags to riches. Lindsey Vaughn. I already mentioned Lindsay. I would love to devour her. Her legs are scrumptious, sculpted perfection in my book. I could suck on those toes for days. Russell Simmons confessing to Gayle King. Read my lisp, Gayle. I never raped any of those vengeful, over-the-hill hoes. Chris Matthews, sexually harassing a new intern for MSNBC. Eating out Maddow counts as your lunch break, babe. I wish LeVar Ball was my coach dad. Growing up, he'd make sure I got to first base before my younger brother did. He'd only invite stuck-up Jenny from the block for a game of spin the bottle. 2 seconds in, he yells, "The Yahoo bottle doesn't spin itself, bitch!" Megyn Kelly only wore blackface on Halloween to show her appreciation for old-school Al Jolson records. Mayor Bill de Blasio married a militant-looking black lesbian, yet we're supposed to believe garlic breath converted her? He eats pizza with a fork and a knife. Can you picture Big Bird eating out her bean pie with such sudden, sloppy abandon? Can I get another holla for some holla? Trump's the Antichrist. Doesn't Jesus return to defeat him? Have some faith in the Jesus comeback story, people. I googled Antichrist. At first, I thought, that's what Pig Vomit calls Howard and Private Parts, so it can't be that bad. Michelle Obama's memoir is the best-selling memoir of all time. P.T. Barnum's autobiography outsold the Bible one year. So if Michelle's book doesn't start selling to more than 1 billion Muslims, I'm not impressed. Ha! Stay-at-home comedian, home. It's me, conversation with my wife. Breitbart. Right-wing conspiracy site. Dun, dun, dun. Let me backtrack. Stand-up comedian. Breitbart. So we talking to my wife. Breitbart has ads for amateur night at the Apollo. Babe, it's a sign from God. Wife. It's cookies tracking your internet browser history. But I always blank on typing in interracial amateur porn. Can I get a holla for some holla? It's a sign from God, babe. No, it's not. It's cookies tracking your internet browser history. But I'm not reading about poetry slams about Maxine Waters on Breitbart. I'm telling you, babe, it's a sign from God. No, it's not. It's cookies tracking your internet browser history. But I just go on Breitbart to read more Obama bashing comments. I don't understand why trans would want to join the military unless they can't afford a sex change operation or have a rape in the shower not checked off their fantasy bucket list yet. LeBron James is struggling to fill roles for Space Jam 2. I thought my Eastbound and Down spec would secure me a writing fellowship at Warner Brothers, but LeBron's repellent, toxic, bitch-ass masculinity is 10 times more hilarious to watch unfurl. Lori Loughlin freaking out over jail. Hillary walks, but not me. Chelsea is dumb as bricks. She's not even University of Arizona material because she still looks busted. John Stamos is a pussy hound. Maybe he can call in a favor to Trump on my behalf. Memo to Al Sharpton. Trump is causing a rise in hate crimes, and Michelle Obama believes Jussie Smollett is the angelic love child of James Baldwin. Pope blames the priest rape epidemic on the 60s sexual revolution. Name one Christian rock band who performed at Woodstock. The lead singer, Stryper, wasn't even born yet, Your Holiness. Home, brother, younger brother, Art Show USA, Pride and Joy. Him talking to his big sister, Big Beat, Deltoid Stone Strong. Here we go. Younger brother. Why don't you want kids, Matilda? Sister. They're expensive. And you have to give up jobs you love. Stay-at-home comedian. She's talking about me, Arthur, giving up on making those loser hipsters laugh at Brooklyn open mics. Rashida Tlaib holding an Muslim ban press conference. Who doesn't want more of me? My husband is restricted from answering that question according to Sharia law. Attorney General Barr is a pawn of the president. I thought he was your worst nightmare, lying Lou. Stop acting witty like a wannabe John Cho with still funny Jewish resistor comment writers at your disposal. YouTube restricted Candace Owens' testimony to Congress on its site because she doesn't sound as Southern gospel sassy as Diamond and Silk. Can I get a holla for some holla? Triple A. This is Bernie Sanders touring the Rust Belt. I'm gonna tell you. I am sipping seltzer. Bernie Sanders, touring the Rust Belt. I am not an Adderall, I promise. Bernie Sanders, touring the Rust Belt. AAA is my best friend during winters in Vermont. 4, being chummy with Hitler doesn't bother me one bit. Now, who wants some free healthcare? Ann Coulter running into Ivanka at Jamba Juice. What do I get? I'm more indecisive than your hub Jared Kushner at the salad bar at the Bellagio. Double shot of wheatgrass, please. It does wonders for your bitter lay sense of humor. Not that you have one, Ivanka. Amazon workers listening to my Alexa conversations. He still asks for Bruce Springsteen songs, so we can't hate the big-headed Jew for being a Trumpian supporter Nazi. LeBron James at home talking to his wife this week. Magic's gone. The perfect excuse for me to demand a trade. Wife says, you're sleeping on the couch tonight, Dwight Howard. Kobe, Magic, and Trump watching made you choke away your legacy, chump. Crime justice lawyers are so hot right now. It helps when you're at the top of the porcupine push chain. Good for Kim. Some 2+ years she's had already. She can change her middle name to prison reform at this point, for Christ's sake. Hillary in the woods last week. I told Obama to drone strike Julian Assange's ass before we got a piece for Torn Up Pamela. Lolita Express is the least of our concerns, Bill. At least Chelsea isn't ugly anymore. Wife freaking out over me going to Vegas to see Aerosmith in July with an old school LA bud. I don't trust you. I'm celebrating the release of my book, so try to have a little faith in me. But you don't want me giving up my friends. Old school LA bud talks about our trip to Vegas to see Aerosmith, the American Rolling Stones. Bring your big boy pants. I won't turn down a neck massage in our private cabana while listening to Permanent Vacation. The Obama administration didn't spy on the Trump campaign. They were just eavesdropping because Trump sounds like he's the head of the 7 families and mobsters. Underrated Christian Slater film. Definitely worth checking out. Memo to Babyface Omar. 9/11 was some people did something. That's like saying the war against terror is never ending as long as Muslims keep fucking. It's sad but true. Acid attacks in England are a flattering look for your people, though. Do It All Dad reads Pauline Kael's review of Ingmar Bergman's Magic Flute. Donnie, this is boring. It's good writing. Warren Beatty banged her once, I think. She might have done punch-up work on Ishtar. I love that joke. So this is me at the Apollo again. I'm a father of 3. I've aged well, I know. So is Blair Underwood. So let's not give props to my white privilege in this sense. Then again, LeBron looks like Haile Selassie, keeping his body alive on steroids. You know, the real chosen black Jesus. Can I get another holla for some holla? It's me at the deli. You don't know who Gregory Hines is, do you? This older dude says, do you know who Sammy Davis is? And I said, not as funny in Cannonball Run compared to Gregory Hines in History of the World. Got any more brainbusters, Slick? Fake news pizza choking hazard. Scare. Daughter. Daddy, I think baby swallowed a soda cap. And I can't enjoy my Sicilian 100% without knowing whether he's choking to death or not. Beyond awkward moment. My 2-year-old blonde-haired, blue-eyed son spraying the hose at our adorable, sweet, black girl neighbor passing by our house with her friend. She must think my son is the satanic spawn of Ann Coulter. Not dealing well with learning my son. I know she banged JJ from Good Times. It's just a funny reference. Get over yourselves. Not dealing well with learning my son. Good for her. Obviously past his prime, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Not dealing well with learning my son. I really hope that Ann Coulter's into, like, some hair yanking. I mean, why else would she make it so long? Not dealing well with learning my son is only in the 50th percentile for height. She's talking to my wife. If baby Samuel comes shorter than your English brother, I'll never forgive you. For your fat hobbit mom tainting my DNA. Can I get another holla for some holla? Interior house. Daughter. Daddy, can I get one more sip of rosé? Mom. No. Daughter. But it's spring break. Daddy. Sold and hilarious. Ivanka's daughter would have just said something boring in Mandarin. Car. Wife. Do you think we should get a skinnier yet more durable stroller for DC? And I said, have your mom buy one. Wife says, she'll be too busy with Easter. And I said, but I thought the dog made her more active. This is the Do It All Dad Year podcast. Dad-friendly entertainment for you and me. What Gen X parents understand. Controlling our kids with comedy can make our kids great again. God bless America. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hug the ones you love extra close. And I'll talk to you guys soon.